This is a rant video against men. So I'm calling you men out so that you know how I feel. And ladies, I think you can relate. A lot of you guys have, you've given up. And it's sad. And it makes me angry, but it also makes me sad. You've given up. You've given up on dating. You've given up on women. So what happens to men? We either have a bunch of players and fuckboys who are not even worthy of dating because they're just slimeballs looking for easy pussy. They have nothing to offer. And an emotionally healthy, mentally healthy, physically healthy woman with options isn't interested in that. So go play game elsewhere. Then we have the men who are incels, who are depressed, anxious, live in their mom's basements, and those are the men that never could get a woman anyway throughout history. Only 40% of men ever reproduced. So many men never had a woman, and now we have a name for them. We call them incels. Then we also have men that are too cowardly or afraid to speak to a woman. They suffer from emotional dysfunction, immaturity, and some kind of fear. They're probably also in that 60% of men who would never get a woman. And then we have the guys that hang out online. A lot of them are con artists. They're fuck boys. They're looking for easy sex. Only the top best looking ones actually get that. They're game players. They have nothing to offer. So I'm going to say, if it's true that historically only 40% of men genetically had a child, the other 60% were either their sperm didn't reach the egg or they never even had access to a woman, I would say that matches up with what I would see. I would say that only 40% of men are relationship worthy or masculine men, proper masculine men, healthy. They keep their word, they're competent, you can count on them, they have good energy, good fitness, they help with the kids, they're making money, they exercise, they dress well. I mean, they're going to have some things. They might be a little lazy here and there. They might, they might not clean really well. They might, they're not going to be perfect, but they're decent. These guys are probably already taken. Very few of these guys are ever out in the open market. So I think that those of us who are single are pretty much looking around at the 60% and saying, we don't like what we see. And I don't know what the answer is, but I'm going to say I'm very disappointed in men that I see. They don't approach, they don't initiate, they're afraid, and it's very repulsive to me as a woman. It's very repulsive. They might look, but they're too afraid to start a conversation. And maybe part of the blame is society, but, those same men, they'll pay money to fuck. They'll fantasize about fucking the woman. But a real man puts his intentions and his desires into action. A masculine man, that's the only man I would ever date, is a masculine man who actually has the courage to start a conversation in real life, so I can just screen him out and see if I want to do something about it. But yeah, I've been single for 9 years, you guys, and it isn't just me, it's my girlfriends too. And many of them are younger, more attractive. It's easy for us to get sex. And that's why men should pay for sex. They should always pay. They should always pay. Unless they have, the competence to pursue something serious. Yeah, it's a very strange world. Very strange world. And men need to initiate. I don't agree with this woman initiating bullshit. I think a woman could maybe smile at a man or whatever, but that's it. I think the men definitely need to approach, and they're not approaching. Any guys watching my video, the only men that approach are, I've had black men approach twice. Black men tend to be very aggressive. They tend to be game players. They tend to have dozens of kids with dozens of women. They're nothing against, not all black men, but most black men, they're culturally known for being players and unreliable. They'll come up, they'll play game, you know, it's the same as a construction worker whistling at you. That kind of aggression is not what I'm talking about. That's not approach, that's playing game. The other men that approach are drunk men in bars. I don't go to bars. Even in bars anymore, they don't approach. That's it. You know, it's weird because guys will pay me a lot. $500 for an hour, okay? I'll just be honest. But they'll check me out. But do you think they ever come up and talk to me? No, they don't know what I do for work. My face is blurred in my ads. They don't know. I use a different name. I blur my face. They don't see me. The real life situation is different. And a lot of men don't even go out anymore. They are sitting at home or going to work. They're not in places where they can meet women, like the coffee shop. I was just at a coffee shop having a coffee. I was in the store looking at clothes. I'm walking around. I go out to eat. I go to the gym. I go to the grocery store. I mean, I'm not hanging out where guys are, like the motorcycle shop, but what woman would? I tell you this, my ex-husband is a real man. After I divorced him, he wanted to get remarried. He liked being in a relationship. And he told me he likes the companionship, so he never went on an online dating app. He's a real man. He pursued one woman. He kept telling me it's someone he had worked with, and she wasn't interested. He tried 3 times. She kept saying no, and he kept going. He kept asking. He wasn't afraid of some Me Too stuff, but that was 10 years ago, or 9 years ago. And then he joined a meetup group, and he met his now wife in a meetup group, a hiking meetup group. And again, he asked her out. She said no. He pursued her a few times until she finally said yes. My ex-husband is a real man. I'm appreciating him more now than ever because he actually is masculine. You can count on him. He keeps his word. I will say that. He's never been mean to me or the kids. You can count on him. He keeps his word. He's got good energy. He gets stuff done. He does a lot of house projects. He goes hiking. He fixes his car. He's not hyper. He's like a good, solid Midwestern man. And maybe it's just these California guys. And he's educated. He's educated. He's not uneducated. And I will never settle for someone less than him. I kept thinking I would find someone better than him. But I can't even encounter a situation where a man will even try to get to know me. And that has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with the man and with men. I'm very disappointed in today's men. Very disappointed. They're a huge disappointment. They have given up on the main thing they're supposed to want. They want sex, but they don't go after it. They'll watch porn. That's not masculine, guys. To get your sexual needs met so much through porn that you don't even want to pursue a real woman, it's dysfunctional. It is one of man's basic strivings to want a woman, and when you don't want that anymore, something's wrong with you. I still want a man, but I'm not going to pursue him. I'm in my feminine energy. If I were a man, I'd get my game on, and I would be asking women out. I would just go up to women I found attractive, like in the coffee shop, and I'd say, hey, I just noticed you having a coffee. Do you mind if I join you? You know, would you like to go for a hike? Can I have this coffee with you? You know, what are you studying? What are you reading? What do you think about this current geopolitical thing or this public health thing? I would just start a conversation. That's what men need to do. My ex-husband knows that. But of course, I'm used to real men, and there are not that many of them left out there. So stew on that, guys. And ladies, I know you get it, right? I know you get it. Guys online running game. They say stuff on there they would never say in real life. Men have become wimps. And the good ones are married. And a lot of the married ones are losers too. But yeah, that's the state of men today.